My next guest is going to be fighting at UFC 297, January 20th. We are stoked for this fight. It is Jasmine Jasudavicius back here on the program. Jasmine, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing awesome. Love that shirt, by the way. We got the World Juniors coming up here pretty soon, so good timing with that. I got to ask. I know, obviously you wanted to get on this card. Your teammate Mike Malott got on. I know you kind of like put a message out there into social media, and you get on this card. How difficult was it to just get a spot on here? Was it just an issue of opponents not wanting to fight you?
I think it was kind of a mix of a whole bunch of things. So I think a lot of girls were already matched up. They had fights or they just fought or they're getting married or whatever. Like, some people don't fight that often. And so I don't think it was like people were turning me down or anything like that. I think it was like Canada in January. The taxes suck. Everyone was kind of booked up, but I was begging. I was like, doing the whole thing on social media. I was messaging Mick every week. I felt like such like a creeper messaging him all the time. Like, hey, don't forget about me, Toronto card and everything. And I was trying to hit it at every angle that I could and hoping to get on this card. And I finally got on and I'm so thankful.
Yeah, tell me that moment because I know you've wanted to fight in Toronto for so long. Again, this is going to be a pretty stacked card. Just like, who did you tell? Who was the first person you told when you found out the news? Like, take me back to that moment when you found out you're going to be on this card.
So I was like driving back and I had already messaged Mick like a bunch of times. And my last message, like I felt like I was like his ex-girlfriend trying to get him back. Like I was like just texting him. I'm like, please, it's like my hometown. It's like so close. I really want to make it fight of the night. Like everything I could. I'm like, please, please, please get me on this card. And then I'm like, okay, after this message, this is my last thing. I'm not messaging anymore. I feel too crazy. And it was like a couple days later, I was like driving and then I saw my phone buzz and then I looked down and it said Mick Maynard. I'm like, I was coming over practice. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I didn't know what to do, everything. So I like stopped and then I pull up my phone and then it Mick's like, I've got good news for you. I haven't told your management yet though. And then I just was like, oh, thank you, thank you. Like I just like, thank you so much. I can't believe it. You're the best. And I didn't even ask like who it was. I didn't ask anything like that. I just was like, thank you. And then he messaged me her name, and I just copy and pasted it. I sent it to my coaches. I tried to call them all. They were all busy. None of them answered. I called Chris right away. Nothing. D-Works didn't because they were still at the gym. And so
Right.
I thought one of them would answer and then I could tell them all at the same time. No one answered. And then so I'm like, damn. So I just text them and like text them all. And then they all started calling me after like, why? You gotta fight. You gotta fight.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got on because I know there it was kind of getting a little dicey. The card was filling up, and I'm like, how can you not have this card with both you and Mike Malott, right? So, what's the
Yeah.
support been like since people have found out? I know Mike. I just spoke to Mike. A bunch of people are coming. What's it like on your end? You must just be feeding off that right now, as we're about a month away from the fight.
It's unbelievable. Like I said before Vancouver, it was like people kind of started coming out of the woodwork, and like people who maybe weren't so serious, they started to get more serious, and like more girls have been coming out. And so I feel like since Vancouver, it's really like kind of like sparked the interest for martial arts in Canada. And so people have been like coming out more and more, and then getting this fight booked between me, Mikey, and Siri as well. He got on this card.
That's
So
right.
it's like with the three of us, people are coming to support us. Like it's unbelievable the support that we have and people coming down. And it's we're very, very fortunate because we can only get as good as our partners, and they challenge us and make us grow, and it's amazing.
Let's talk about Priscila, your opponent here. She's been in there with some of the best, right? She's fought Valentina. She's fought a number of opponents. Actually, you guys have a common opponent too in Miranda Maverick. How are you looking at this fight stylistically?
You know, I'm kind of just gonna go in there and then see where it goes. They call her the zombie girl for a reason. So I'm definitely ready for ready for that, and watching a lot of Walking Dead to get prepared.
Okay, fair enough. Really, really playing up the part here. That's awesome. What about training camp? I just like I said, I just talked to Mike. I know camp's going great for all of you. Who are you mainly getting to work with? Who's helping you get ready for this one?
So I've got a bunch of girls that like came down pretty much since before that, and they've all, not all of them, but most of them have like moved here. And so now we've got like six girls. So I've got like, the regulars, Tanya later, Ashley Nichols, she's moved down here. So she's
Oh, cool.
yeah, and then Isabella, she was supposed to fight for that one contract before and then ended up breaking her hand. So she's all healed up, and she was out today for sparring, and yeah, I haven't needed to bring any girls in because I have so many girls from around here coming out, and like little guy, like for Siri for example, a lot of littler guys are coming out helping Tisha, Cody, Siri, all of them. And so like we have a ton of partners right now. We got a really good hotbed.
Yeah, and it helps too that Unified has that card the night before, right? I know Tisha's on that card that's on Friday at Rebel, which is going to
Yeah.
be a good event too. So the timing kind of works out, and good on Unified, by the way, for doing that card the night before. That's just smart to have, again, get as much MMA for the fans as possible that whole week, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like them having that card, I feel like it's turning the guys up too because they're all fighting, knowing that the UFC is there the next day. So big eyes are on that card.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. How are you going to get through the holiday? I guess, the nice thing is like you don't have to fight at strawweight. So at least with flyweight's a little bit better, but we still got Christmas coming up. How are you getting through that with the weight cut? Because I know that's going to be difficult.
Kind of with my blinders on.
For sure. Yeah.
No, you know what? It kind of worked out this year because my brother's wife, he's from Costa Rica, and so they're going there to celebrate Christmas. So we did our Christmas just this past weekend.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
so it was nice to kind of like get it over with, if that, as bad as that sounds. But, I'm the deeper into camp it gets, I'm not as engaged with my family. I'm tired out. The days kind of go into each other. I don't know when one starts and one ends. So I'm not as like, fun and lively as I would normally be. So I'm glad that we did it this past weekend. Well, I still had a bit of energy.
So if I have to guess the corner, Chris Prickett, Matt will be in your corner, and the other Matt Jelly, or
That's right.
Okay, cool, good. I got a good memory. How's this one playing out? How do you see this going down on January 20th?
I'm gonna have all of Canada on my back, and I know I'm gonna get my hand raised because of it.
Main event. I kind of know which way you're leaning, but I got to ask anyway. Sean Strickland and Drakus. That's headlining this card. Who do you see winning that fight? Who do you think gets it done?
I'm always on Strickland's side. I love watching that guy fight. I'm so happy to like see the success that he's having, and yeah, I'm always a big, huge Strickland fan.
Do you have any goals for next year? Obviously, the focus is on 297, but is it just keeping active? Like, are there any things, we're coming up to the end of the year. Like, are there any things in your career that you want to achieve next year that you're kind of looking forward to for next year, like goals and stuff?
Well, like you said, this one in Toronto, that's a huge goal of mine, a huge like milestone that I'm looking forward to going through. But I just want to stay active next year. I want to fight, 3, 4 times. It's nice that I'm fighting early, so maybe I get 4 fights next year. I want to fight active. I want to go for that belt. As long as I'm not making any mistakes on the way, I keep my head on right, and then that's the plan, and we'll see where I end up.
So you mentioned you kind of already did your Christmas. What will you be doing like during the holidays then, since you have this fight coming up? Are you going to like probably watch a Christmas movie or something? But it's mostly just training, right? Like it's just business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. We do like a crazy hard Monday wrestling practice, and this will be the very first year in like 7 years or something like that that we're not doing it on the Monday. So we're gonna switch it to the Tuesday. So I guess like that's how we're gonna celebrate. We always celebrate with the team at practice, and it's gonna be a good one. I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy a little couple treats, and I still have a couple other Christmases, like for Chris's family and stuff like that. So I'll indulge a little bit, but we'll see. This one will be tamed.
It's UFC 297 in Toronto, January 20th. I can't wait for this one. Jazz, thank you so much for doing this. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Just always, thanks for having me, and thanks to my coaches and my team. I wouldn't be here without them, and they're the best. So thank you.